Hi, so just to introduce myself, I started reading tarot about 2 years ago. I fell into tarot. I was going through something at the time, and I came across tarot, and it really helped me get through a hard time. So then a couple of months after watching tarot videos, I decided to buy my first deck, and then a couple of months later I decided to start doing professional readings on Etsy, and I just started doing basic one card pulls, yes no questions, simple spreads, things like that. And so I've been doing that for a couple of years. So I'm still learning, I'm still pretty new, but I've been watching a lot of tarot videos lately about people showing off their decks, and I really like watching people show off their decks, and it introduces me to new decks that maybe I wouldn't find out about otherwise. So I thought I'd, do that myself. So I've sort of built up a collection over the last couple of years of decks. So I thought I'd share what I have, and I can show off what I've got, and, maybe someone out there would be interested in seeing what kind of decks I've got, and you might find something that you like. So to start off with, I'll start with the first deck that I ever got. So basically, when I started first learning about tarot and watching the tarot videos, and obviously most people use the Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And so everyone says, when you're starting out with tarot, to start with this deck. It's, the best one for learning with. And most people use it, or, a variation. So when I was looking for the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, I didn't want just, the stock standard, what I considered boring or traditional. So I wanted something a bit different. So this one's actually holographic. So that's the back there, and that's what it looks like. So I just really like the holographic look, and it's still the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith system, but it's just something a little bit different. So that was my first deck that I bought. I think it was like late 2022. So I basically got into tarot around September 2022. So I was, as I said, watching a lot of tarot videos because I was going through a hard time, and I sort of stumbled across it, and I found it helpful. There's a lot of good tarot readers out there that are very encouraging, and have helpful things to say, and they're really good with guidance and things like that. So instead of me going to therapy or counseling or something, I just kind of fell into watching tarot videos, where I found it very therapeutic and helpful, and encouraging, and soothing. So basically, after watching videos for a couple of months, and that got me interested in trying out tarot myself. And so I bought this deck to start with. Then I didn't know this at the time, but I was buying some decks off Amazon, and I didn't know that they were like counterfeit decks. I bought a few decks off like Amazon, and also I didn't really know much about the counterfeit problem at the time. So I was buying decks off like Temu and things like that, thinking, I'm just starting out, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'll just buy some like $5 decks off Temu, because then, if this is sort of like a passing fancy, I don't want to spend a lot of money. And, so basically bought a few decks off Temu, but then, obviously I found out about the counterfeit problem. So, I'm trying to like build up my collection of, authentic decks. So that's, what I'll be showing today. So I won't show any of the counterfeit decks, but I'll show, what I've got, that are like proper decks. So the next one I'll show is this Hafiz Oracle. So I really enjoy like Rumi's poetry, and so I was thinking this would be similar to like Rumi's poetry. I don't know much about Hafiz, but I saw a review, and I was like, maybe it seems a bit sort of like Rumi's poetry, and I think he's sort of around the same era, or same, same sort of vibe. So I thought I'd get that and try it out. This one, really nice cards. So I'll just get that out. So beautiful artwork. They're quite big, and also I've got small hands, so I find it hard to, you know, shuffle and deal with like big cards. But you know, these are like really nice artwork. And I like stuff that's a bit different. So you'll probably notice, you know, I like stuff that's a little bit different. But you know, this is like really nice artwork. And the guidebook's really nice. It's color pictures. A lot of guidebooks don't have color pictures, or you know, they're not colored. So this is really nice. And I love a good guidebook. So you know, if I'm choosing between decks where one might have like a really basic, boring, you know, black and white guidebook, and the other one's a color, you know, like a nice thick color guidebook, I'm probably going to go for the one with the thick colored guidebook. Yeah, so it's, you know, got like a bit of a quote from Hafiz, you know, description and a mantra. So I haven't used this much. You know, I've just pulled a couple of cards from this deck. You know, so far it's pretty good, and I like it. It's sort of, it's like a particular kind of, got a particular kind of vibe. So it just depends, yeah, you know, if you're looking for something in particular, that might be like a good, it's a good deck for certain situations. So the next one is this Earth Alchemy Oracle. So my sister got me this for Christmas. So basically it's all about like crystals and plants and things like that. So really nice back. So it has, you know, like citrine and dandelion, azurite and orchid, let's see, crazy lace, agate and sunflower. So yeah, beautiful artwork, gorgeous colors, and really nice guidebook. So got a lot of information in there, and that's another thing I like is, you know, I like a chunky book, you know, with a lot of information. I like to learn new things all the time, and these are really good for learning. So, you know, yeah, it's just, you can sort of learn new things as well as, you know, using the deck. So put that one there. The next ones, so this one, I'll probably show these together. So I've got the Aboriginal Goddess Chakra Oracle and the Aboriginal Dreaming Totems by Mel Brown. So obviously I'm an Australian, and you know, we've got the Aboriginal population here. So yeah, I really like the totems. They're a cute little card. You know, just a little basic card like this. You know, with different little mantras or affirmations. So really good little cards. And let's see, so I've got the Aboriginal Goddess Chakra. So gorgeous, like these are, you know, so far, you know, it's all the decks have like gorgeous packaging, really nice boxes, artwork. So yeah, this is like beautiful traditional Aboriginal art. And really nice sort of glossy deck. Yeah, so I don't use this one too much either, but you know, it's really nice. And yeah, because it's so big, I have to like shuffle it like that. And there's the guidebook. So this one's got color as well. Yeah, lots of information there. Really cool. You know, there's things about like Aphrodite, Thor. So, you know, lots of different information there. Let's see. So this one I got from a mystery box with rock pool. So yeah, they were selling a mystery box for like $60, and so I had no idea what I was going to get, and so I got this. So this is really cool. This is like gender neutral, so if you're looking for a deck that, you know, doesn't have like queens, kings, pages, things like that, this one has like wardens. Oh, it's got page, but then a knight, but it's got chancellor and warden. So I like that about this deck. Also, so yeah, really nice guidebook, colourful. You know, so sometimes it's good to have like these guidebooks where it's just, you know, a little bit of information. So sometimes you get guidebooks where it has like, you know, 4 pages about the one card, and then other times you get just a little blurb. So, you know, sometimes that's good when you just want a little short message, you know, and then other times you want to dive in to like 4 pages of information. It depends, you know, what mood you're in. So yeah, really nice, edging, that's the word. Really nice edging here, really nice backs, nice artwork. So this is more of a like a cardboardy feel, little bit stiff but not too bad. So yeah, I think this is like pretty good to shuffle. Yeah, so that's not too bad with my hand size as well. As I was saying, you know, with small hands, like sometimes it's really hard for me to, you know, hold the cards, but these are a pretty good size. So yeah, so, and very, yeah, so it's sort of very different kind of deck, and one I probably wouldn't have picked for myself, but I kind of like it. You know, it's kind of fun sometimes to get a mystery box, and you never know what you're going to get, and you get something that maybe you wouldn't have picked for yourself, and you know, and then you get something that, you know, you end up liking. And yeah, so I haven't used that much, but hopefully one day I want to start a like an in-person tarot reading business, and, you know, give people the option to choose their own decks. And if someone wants like a gender neutral deck, you know, I have this as an option. So the next one is called the Modern Nirvana Oracle. So it says awaken your intuition and deepen your awareness. So yeah, so basically this is a mixture of like tarot cards and oracle cards in my collection. So yeah, this is a really nice deck. Got colour pictures, got like, you know, nice, like this one's got some of the cards, it's just got like 1 page of information, and then other cards it's got like multiple pages, and it's got like a like an exercise to do. You know, it's got a mantra, so that's cool. And the cards, so nice backs, and really nice artwork, interesting. Yeah, so that's a nice deck to use, very interesting, and not too bad hand size wise, getting a little bit towards the bigger end, but still not too bad. Let's see, my new favourite deck that I've recently just got was the Artist Decoded Tarot. And so some people don't like this deck because it uses AI. I don't have a problem with AI. You know, there's still a space for artists, you know, traditional artists out there. And I don't think it's like, you know, when they say robots are going to take over people's jobs, and, or, you know, when a new technology comes along, it's going to wipe out an old technology, but people still buy like records and, you know, VHS tapes and CDs and DVDs. Like, you know, just because new technology comes along doesn't mean that it's going to get rid of, you know, traditional technology or anything like that. So anyway, that's what I think about AI. So basically this is a really cool deck. So really nice back there. So interesting. So yeah, the characters don't have faces, so this could be good as well, because it's sort of like a non, like it doesn't have a specific skin type or skin color. So, you know, if people have an issue with that, this is sort of a, could be anyone kind of thing. But yeah, very interesting, sort of a little bit like Picasso or something like that. Very sort of different artwork. So yeah, that's like getting It's not too bad as well, size-wise. And then the book. So yeah, like I was saying, I really like a chunky book. So that's, you know, very good with information, and yeah, I love books that have, you know, additional information. Like about the, you know, this one's like zodiac signs and cherubic aspects, all sorts of different information, and colour. Nice, you know, nice looking book. Let's see. So next one, this was another one I got in the mystery box. So Saltwater Reading Cards by Laura Bowen. So she's also an Indigenous Australian. So I didn't know this. I sort of didn't click at first, and then I read something somewhere and mentioned she was like an Indigenous artist, and I should have like clocked it with the artwork, but you know, I didn't really clock it. But yeah, really nice, you know, colour, nice, glossy sort of feel, lots of information. And these are really good cards. Like, I've used them a lot. So really nice artwork. So that one. Yeah, and I like being able to support, you know, Indigenous Australians. So I've got a couple more to go. So another one of my latest purchases is the Cantergy Oracle. So this is what I was saying before about sometimes you might see a video of people showing off their decks out, or you know, you watch those deck review videos, and so you might see something that maybe you wouldn't normally go for, or maybe, you know, you wouldn't find out about it traditionally, and so, you know, finding out about these decks that you might not find out otherwise, that's what I really like about these deck review videos. So that's how I found out about this one. So yeah, the Cantergy Oracle. So this one, nice thick book, which I like. This one's, yeah, got a lot of information. So you know, it's a couple of pages of like, you know, creative prompts, exercises, you know, things, yeah, things you can do. So really good there, and really nice deck. Also, yeah, a bit different with being the circular thing going on. So beautiful artwork, which I believe is like watercolor. So yeah, really nice. Something a bit different. So it has a bit of a like a sort of a environmental, like as it says, ecological, spiritual guide and creative prompt deck. So it has a bit of a lean towards like nature and ecology, environment, things like that. So yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing, you might like this deck. So we've got two more to go. So this one's another recent purchase. So the Glyph Sacred Symbols Oracle. So this is really cool. So I've got the book. So yeah, little book here, nice colour pictures. And the deck here. So really nice foiling. Interesting size and shape. Got the edging. So, you know, really nice looking cards with the foiling. That's, yeah, very interesting. And got little, like, you know, like Egyptian symbols and things like that. Beautiful cards. So that's one of my favorites. And last one is this What's in Your Stars one. So an astrology deck for daily guidance. So it did come with like a little paper notebook, but yeah, it didn't really have much information in there. so I've put that away. But yeah, it's like nice little interesting deck. Yeah, so lots of information on the, so there's lots of information on the cards, and there was basically nothing in the guidebook that was really relevant. It just basically talked about the star signs and, you know, the traditional meanings of the star sign. So if you know all about astrology, or you have like a pretty basic understanding, you don't really need the guidebook, because, you know, there's a lot of information on the cards here. So, you know, it has like the star sign and has a little blurb there. So yeah, you don't really need the guidebook. So that was my last deck. So yeah, basically I've just been working on building up my collection, and also I watch people who are collectors, and so I'd like to, as well as, you know, doing tarot readings, become a collector, and just, you know, enjoy collecting and using my decks to do readings. So anyway, that's my collection. So thank you for watching, and maybe next time I'll review my tarot books.